That message from Michael Irvin grabbed headlines. But from where I'm sitting, the real story isn't Irvin talking. It's George Pickens standing at a crossroads that could define his entire career under the star. I'm Carlos Eduardo, and this is one of those moments where being the lead analyst for America's team means being honest, even when it's uncomfortable. From my perspective, George Pickens didn't just have a good season. What I see on the film is a receiver who finally learned how to weaponize his chaos. His route pacing improved. His body control on the boundary turned third and long into money downs. And most importantly, he showed up under the bright lights at Jerry World when defenses knew the ball was coming his way. That's not empty production. That's a player growing into a true triple threat at wide receiver, size, ball skills, and that edge you can't coach. People want to frame this as Michael Irvin lecturing a young guy. I don't see it that way. I see a legend recognizing something familiar. George Pickens plays angry. He plays emotional. That's not a flaw in Dallas. That's tradition. This franchise was built on controlled fire. Irvin had it. Dez had it. The difference is discipline. And that's where the Cowboys' front office hesitation comes in. If I'm being honest with Cowboys fans, Jerry Jones isn't scared of Pickens' talent. He's scared of losing leverage. We've watched this movie before. The Micah Parsons saga wasn't about football ability. It was about control, contracts, and the long memory inside that building. George Pickens being represented by the same agent just pours gasoline on that tension. That's business, not personal, but it becomes very real when guaranteed money enters the conversation. On the field, though, this offense needs George more than people want to admit. CeeDee Lamb draws coverage like gravity. Dak Prescott needs a receiver who can win late in the down when protection breaks down and gap discipline up front collapses. Pickens does that. He doesn't just run the route on the whiteboard, he improvises in chaos. And in today's NFL, that's how games are decided. What worries me is the franchise tag angle. From a strategic standpoint, tagging George Pickens and floating trade rumors sends a message, whether the Cowboys intend it or not. It tells the locker room that elite production doesn't automatically equal long-term trust. That matters in a division like the NFC East, where the Eagles pay early, the Giants overpay late, and Washington throws darts hoping one sticks. And let's talk legacy for a second. This is America's team. This isn't a rental franchise. The banners from the 90s weren't built on one-year commitments. They were built on belief. Eichmann trusting Irvin, Irvin trusting the system, and everyone buying into the pressure of playing under the brightest lights in football. AT&T Stadium doesn't reward hesitation. It magnifies it. From my analysis, George Pickens' next move shouldn't be about pride or proving a point. It should be about leverage through performance and maturity. Stay locked in. Control the narrative. Force the Cowboys to choose between paying you or explaining to the fan base why they let another difference maker walk out the door. Because here's the hard truth. Dallas doesn't need more talent. It needs stability at the top of the root tree. It needs a receiver who can tilt coverage in January, not just September. George Pickens showed flashes of being that guy. The question now is whether he understands what wearing the star actually demands: patience, discipline, and a long view of legacy. This franchise is still chasing the next Super Bowl ring, and windows in the NFL don't stay open forever. George Pickens can be part of that chase, or he can become another what if fans argue about for the next decade. In Dallas, history remembers the ones who stayed and finished the job.